The film opens with a quiet but tense glimpse into Laura Blacklock's life, played by Keira Knightley in a role that feels raw and immediate from the start. Lo, as she's called, is a sharp travel journalist in London, still reeling from a brutal home invasion that happened just weeks before. We see her barricaded in her bedroom, heart pounding, as an intruder tears through her flat, stealing her sense of safety along with her things. It's a short scene, but it sets up Lo's vulnerability right away, her wide eyes darting, her breath shallow, making you feel the violation like it's your own. Knightley nails this without overdoing it. Her face tells the story of someone who's tough on the outside but cracking underneath. Cut to her at work, pitching stories to her skeptical editor, and you get the sense she's clawing her way back to normalcy. Then comes the invite. A plush gig on the Aurora, a sleek luxury yacht launching a charity foundation for its owner, billionaire Richard Bulmer, and his wife Anne, who's fighting leukemia. It's framed as a dream assignment. Free champagne, gourmet meals, and a chance to rub shoulders with the elite. But Lo sees it as her ticket to proving she's steady again. As she packs her bag, there's a flicker of excitement mixed with dread, like she's stepping onto unstable ground. Boarding the yacht in the gray North Sea feels like entering another world. All polished decks and ocean views that scream money. The camera lingers on the details. The way the glass railings reflect the waves, the soft hum of the engines as the ship pulls away from the dock. Lo arrives a bit rumpled, her practical coat clashing with the designer gowns of the other guests, which underscores her outsider status immediately. We meet the Bulmers first. Richard, played by Guy Pearce with that cool, calculated charm he does so well, all sharp suits and easy smiles that don't quite reach his eyes. And, portrayed by Lisa Loven-Kongsley, is fragile but warm, her illness giving her a quiet grace that makes every interaction poignant. They're hosting this voyage to announce their foundation, and the guest list is a who's who of privilege. There's Heidi, the flashy art dealer played by Hannah Waddingham, dripping in jewelry and snark, her bland husband trailing behind like a shadow. Dr. Landau, Anne's oncologist, embodied by Art Malik with a subtle unease that hints at secrets. Rockstar Danny Tyler, a boozy mess courtesy of Paul Kaye, flanked by his ambitious influencer girlfriend Judah, who Kaya Scodelario turns into a whirlwind of selfies and side-eye, and socialite Adam, all slick hair and sly grins from Daniel Ings. Then there's Ben, Lo's assigned photographer and ex-something, brought to life by David Ajala with a mix of easy flirtation and lingering regret. Their reunion is awkward but charged. Lo snaps at him for being late, but you see the spark when their hands brush. The first dinner is a feast for the eyes and a slow burn for the tension. The long table gleams under candlelight, plates of seared scallops and rare steaks passing around as champagne flows. Conversations bounce from charity stats to yacht gossip, with Richard holding court like a benevolent king. Lo scribbles notes trying to blend in, but she's hyper-aware of the undercurrents, the way Heidi eyes Anne's illness like it's a faux pas, or how Danny's jokes land too loud and mean. Knightley shines here, her Lo observing everything with a journalist's eye, catching the flickers of insincerity. Ben slides into the seat next to her, whispering quips that make her laugh despite herself, and for a moment, the ship feels like an escape. But small cracks appear. Lo bumps into a pale, disheveled blonde woman in the hallway earlier that evening. Someone who mumbles an apology and vanishes into cabin 10, right next to Lo's own in cabin 8. It's a fleeting encounter. The woman's coat is too big, her makeup smudged, and she smells faintly of smoke, but it sticks with Lo like a puzzle piece out of place. As the night deepens, the party ramps up with a cocktail hour on the upper deck. The sea air is crisp, stars pricking the sky, and the guests mingle under string lights that sway with the ship's gentle roll. Lo downs a few drinks to loosen up, chatting with and about the Foundation's work in women's health, a topic that hits close after Lo's own scare, and opens up a fraction. Her voice soft about wanting to leave a legacy, and there's genuine warmth there that makes Lo drop her guard. But alcohol amplifies everything. Lo's buzz turns her thoughts fuzzy, and she retreats to her cabin early, the opulent room with its king bed and balcony feeling too vast and empty. That's when the real unease creeps in. Lying in bed, she hears muffled voices from next door. Raised tones, a thud, then a sharp cry. Heart racing, Lo bolts to her balcony, the cold night air slapping her face. Through the dim light, she sees it. The blonde woman from earlier, struggling against a dark figure in cabin 10's open door. There's a shove, a scream cut short, and the body tumbles over the rail, hitting the water with a sickening splash that echoes in the dark. Lo freezes, staring at the ripples, her mind screaming that this is real, not some wine-fueled hallucination. What follows is a frantic rush of panic and disbelief that pulls you right into Lo's headspace. She grabs her phone, dials the front desk with shaking hands, babbling about the murder she just saw. The crew arrives, polite but dismissive, led by a no-nonsense steward who checks cabin 10 and reports back that it's empty, pristine, not a hair out of place. No blood, no signs of struggle, and crucially, the passenger manifest shows it unoccupied. Richard Bullmare sweeps in, all concern and control, assuring Lo it's the stress of the trip playing tricks, especially after her recent incident back home. The word spreads like wildfire through the groggy guests roused from sleep, and suddenly Lo's the center of pitying stares. Ben tries to back her up, but even he looks doubtful when the crew swears everyone is accounted for. No missing passengers. No overboard alerts from the radar. Heidi smirks over her robe, muttering about journalists and drama. Danny cracks a joke that falls flat. Judah live tweets the midnight madness with heart emojis. Lo's isolation hits hard here. Knightley's performance ramps up the frustration, her voice cracking as she insists on the details. The woman's blonde hair, the red dress catching the light, the glint of a necklace before the fall. But doubt seeds itself, and you feel it too, wondering if the shadows played tricks. The next morning dawns bright and mocking, the yacht slicing through calm waters as if nothing happened. Lo wakes with a pounding head, replaying the night in loops, her notebook filling with frantic sketches of the woman's face. Breakfast is a tense affair in the sunlit dining room, silverware clinking against porcelain while small talk swirls. Richard pulls Lo aside for a private word in his study, a wood-paneled sanctum that smells of leather and old money. He offers empathy, even a mild sedative from the ship's doctor, but his eyes appraise her like a liability. We all want to believe the best, he says smoothly, but it lands like a warning. Lo pushes back, demanding access to the security footage, and gets a vague promise that's never fulfilled. This scene builds the gaslighting masterfully. The way Pierce's Bullmare tilts his head just so, blending sympathy with subtle dismissal, makes your skin crawl. Lo slips away to snoop, starting with the crew quarters below deck, a stark contrast to the guest areas. Narrow bunks, humming machinery, faces etched with quiet exhaustion. She corners a young stewardess who is on duty, pressing for any odd sightings, but gets shrugs and averted eyes. The class divide sharpens here, the elite above insulated, the staff below complicit or scared. Lo's investigation picks up steam as she shadows the guests during a midday tour of the yacht's green features. Solar panels, water recyclers, all eco-luxury gloss. She corners Dr. Landau in a quiet corridor, probing about Anne's health and any secretive visitors. But he stonewalls her with medical jargon and a tight smile. Up on deck, Ben joins the hunt, snapping photos that double as excuses to eavesdrop. Their partnership reignites old chemistry. Lo teases him about his messy notes. He calls her out on jumping to conclusions, but it's laced with urgency. They piece together that the blonde could be a stowaway or a last-minute ad, maybe tied to Anne's foundation. A breakthrough comes when Lo finds a discarded cigarette, but on her balcony, matching the smoke she smelled on the woman. It's a tiny clue, but it fuels her fire, leading to a risky midnight stakeout. Slipping into the shadows near cabin 10, she waits, the ship's creaks and waves amplifying every rustle. Footsteps approach. It's Judah, sneaking a smoke, but she drops something. A lipstick tube with an engraved initial, R. Lo's mind races to Richard, but before she can process, alarms blare. A false fire drill that scatters everyone and erases her chance to search further.